Good evening, Vishrant. When you were with Osho, and or rather, when you were finding your master, Osho, what were you doing prior to that? Were you going to other groups, or how did the whole finding a master even come about?
It's a great story.
Like for me,
if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
I think I was 28 or 29 when I found Osho. But at the age of 19, I started doing encounter groups.
Me too.
Because my girlfriend at the time had been roped into doing one with some crew called Focal, and it was called the Greatness in You Seminar. And it was a 4-day live-in group that cost, I think, 400 Australian dollars back in 1972 or somewhere around then, and $400 was a lot of money back then. And so I felt that she'd been ripped off. So being the street thug that I was, I went along to meet these guys to actually beat the money out of them. And while I was talking to them, they started speaking to me and saying, "Why don't you do the group?" And I'd say, "No, I just want the money." And they said something then that really got me. They said, "What are you frightened of?" And it got me because I thought of myself as a hero in those days. So I said, "I'm not frightened of anything. I'll do your group." Anyway, the encounter group was a full-on encounter group. And before you did it, you did a psych report on yourself. And you gave it to them, which means you give them all the information they need to take you apart. And they did. I was the first up. The lights went dark. There was 25 people in the room. The lights went dark. A spotlight came on, and it came on to me. And then this guy in a suit says, "You bastard, get out here." And I was out the front for 12 hours while they all worked on me. And it just changed my whole life. I swapped my studded belt and my black outfit for a 3-piece suit and went and worked for them selling their courses because I was so taken by what I'd been shown. Anyway, when it came to Osho, which was 10 years later, I was an anti-drug campaigner. I used to put out magazines against the use of drugs and how to get over addictions. And I found out my girlfriend was using heroin. And I asked her to leave. And it turned out that her ex-husband was supplying the heroin because he was a heroin dealer. Anyway, I asked her to leave and she got so upset, she just walked around the house smashing things. And I asked her to leave. And then she went and told her husband that I'd hurt her, which never happened. I've never hit a woman. Anyway, he hired 2 men to break my legs. And I was very friendly with the local policemen down in Fremantle, the detectives. And they came up to me one day and they said, "We've heard there's a contract out on your legs." And I put 2 and 2 together and worked out where the contract came from. It was this drug dealer guy and my ex-girlfriend. Anyway, I went into hiding immediately because I didn't want my legs broken by a couple of thugs. So I went and hid in the Rajneesh community. And while I was there, I did a group with a guy called Indavar. It was a 4-day group. And during the group, I had this vision of a tunnel, a big water pipe tunnel. And at the end of the tunnel was this little Indian man beckoning me like this. And it was Osho. And that was my invitation to take sanyas. And I applied for sanyas the next day and swapped my 3-piece suit for a mala and red clothes. And that's the story of how I took sanyas.
Well, I hope you still have your legs.
Oh yeah. I've broken both of them in motorbike accidents. Anyway, because I fall off every now and again.
Good story. Good story.
Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Albert?
That is awesome today. Thank you so much.
Next time I talk to you, Albert, I'll have a new name for you.
I hope. Yes.
Okay.
All the
Good
love
to
from
talk
Canada.
to you.